Hey guys, and welcome back to EpicGameFeed. Today we are going over Hex. Again, we are doing the blood card reviews, and we are starting with Call the Grave. This card is a basic action. It is 1 drop and 1 blood resource, making it really easy to splash into other decks. The text on this is put target troop from your graveyard into your hand. A very easy card to get. You know, it's in your graveyard, you put it back into your hand. But what's cool about this card is it's low cost, it's easy to splash. It can bring back bombs if you're playing like draft. It's great with the permanent increase, like for the cards that give, hey, this card gets +1/+1 permanently. It's awesome for that because you can bring them back and it still has that permanent increase. The downside to this card, I don't think there's that many. It's a very low cost, it's easy to splash, there's no real penalties to it. It's pretty simple. And I think there's no PvE. So besides that, we're going to move on to the next one, which is Claw of the Mountain God. This is an orc troop, and it states this and other orcs you control have Rage 1. Rage 1 is when they attack, they get permanent +1/+0. This is a 3-drop with 1 blood resource. It synergizes really well with other orc decks. It's easy to splash if they end up putting orcs in other factions, which I believe they have with the Ruby, which we'll cover in a later date. And let's check out the PvP side of this guy. He gets the Bloody Cestas. It makes you discard an orc, deal 2 damage to target champion, which is really cool in a orc deck, as most orc decks are trying to kill someone pretty fast. This could get in that last 2 damage you need, 2 or 4, sorry. Guess there's no odd numbers with that. And then you have the Cogtepetes Breastplate of Regeneration that I am not too impressed with. When this troop deals damage to an opposing champion, draw a card, then choose and discard a card. First of all, you have to deal damage to the champion, which probably won't happen if you have that on them and the other person sees that, or the AI sees that. Who knows if they're smart, but from what we have heard, they are quite smart. Not too impressed with the Cogtepetes, but I do like the Bloody Cestas for fast orc decks. Let's check out the next thing. It is Corrupt Harvester. It has Life Drain, and this troop can't be blocked except by artifact troops and or blood troops. It's a 4-drop with 2 blood resources. This troop can't be blocked by artifact troops or blood troops. Awesome. It has Life Drain. Even better. I would say that this is a pretty decent card for, I don't know, for anything. Like, you have the evasion, you have the decently high damage and defense. It's just a small bit under curve, but the Life Drain and the unblockable, semi-unblockable, I think puts it right on curve. Yeah, I would probably take this in a draft situation. Not too early though, probably midway through. If I'm going blood, I wouldn't do it if I was just splashing blood. But if my main resource was blood, definitely, because this thing is a little bit harder to splash with the 2 blood resource. It's a little under curve with stat wise, but not too bad. And then you have the problem of playing against other blood or artifact troops, which makes it not that great at all. So sideboard maybe for constructed, I think would do good. Let's look at its PvE equipment. You got a Reaper's Helm with cost -1. Meh. It's okay. I'd rather put something else on it. But the cost -1 makes it the curve stat-wise awesome. And then you also get the Life Drain and the semi-unblockable, which puts it over the curve. So the Reaper's Helm kind of helps it out that way. And you'd probably always add it in if you have a PvE deck. Robes of Dark Rebirth, and I misspelt of to odd. When this troop deals damage to an opposing champion, you may void that champion in an opposing graveyard. If you do, gain +0/+1. Meh. I'd rather have it be +1/+0. The +0/+1 doesn't really do much for us. I don't think we've seen anything that does like 3 damage or anything to someone, or -3 health, so not that big of a helper. It could be there are a couple attacks used for a defender and life drain, but I'd rather have it +1/+0 instead. Yeah, that's about it for that card. Let's look at the next one. It is Cruel Web Crawler. When this troop deals damage to an opposing champion, create a spider spawn. It is a 3-drop with 2 blood resources. I think this card probably gets looked over a lot because it doesn't have any evasion. But it has some cool ramping abilities with getting those spider spawns out. I couldn't find where a spider spawn card was, so I'm guessing that it would be like a 1/1 or something along those lines. Maybe a little bit higher because the spider spawn's a little harder to get, seeing as he has no evasion. It's a decent cost at 3 for a 3/2, just right under curve, so pretty good for draft. If you're going blood, probably you would wait till mid draft to pick him, though. He doesn't have any evasion, which makes him pretty lousy. He relies on evasion cards to make him efficient, and that's opening you up for a 2-for-1 trade card-wise. So you could put like a +1/+1 on him. I forget the card's name, but it gives him evasion as long as it's not against a blood troop or artifact troop. And I know that's a blood resource as well if you're going blood. So I could see it being okay, probably in a constructed sideboard, possibly. Besides that, I don't see it in too many. I wouldn't see it in too many constructed play unless the meta is going that way with being able to be unblockable with a whole bunch of stuff like that, making your troops unblockable. And next one, that one had no PvE. We're gonna go to Death Dealer. This is a 3-drop with 1 blood resource. It has no special abilities. It is an Orc Rogue, so do decent in an Orc deck. It's not too far off curve. It's 3 for a 3/2. It'd be a decent pick in draft if it was like one of the ending draft picks for your blood deck or splashed blood. But the problem is it's probably so underwhelming that you hate it. Why would they give a card Death Dealer, the name Death Dealer, and it has no special abilities? You're basically wasting the name of the card. You could use it for something awesome. Death Dealer sounds really cool. You bring this out and you're like, what the happened to Death Dealer? You didn't get any abilities. What a shaft. And I'm pretty sure it has no PvE. It does not. And that is the end of our card review today. Thanks for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. Help us out. And I hope to see you next time. Peace.